Melania Trump reignited public attention surrounding the Jeffrey Epstein case on Thursday in a way that few had anticipated, delivering a statement that immediately stirred conversation, speculation, and renewed scrutiny. In a striking and carefully worded appearance, she made it clear that she was neither a victim of the late sex trafficker nor in any way connected to his crimes, while also urging Congress to take a more transparent approach by holding public hearings that would allow victims to speak openly and reveal the truth about those associated with Epstein. Standing in the ornate foyer of the White House, a setting that amplified the weight and formality of her words, the First Lady spoke with a composed but firm demeanor. Her remarks carried a sense of urgency and deliberation, as if she were not only addressing past rumors but also anticipating what might come next. The timing of her statement fueled speculation that she was attempting to get ahead of a potential news report or emerging narrative, choosing to confront the issue directly, rather than allow assumptions to shape public perception. "I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump," she stated clearly, her tone measured yet unmistakably assertive. As a former fashion model, known for maintaining a relatively low public profile, her willingness to speak so directly on such a controversial subject marked a rare and notable moment. She continued by explaining the nature of social circles in places like New York City and Palm Beach, emphasizing how overlapping connections among high-profile individuals were not unusual. "Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein, from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach," she said, drawing a distinction between proximity and personal involvement. Her words were deliberate, carefully separating casual social overlap from any deeper association. She made it clear that being present at the same events did not equate to a relationship, nor did it imply knowledge of or participation in any wrongdoing. "To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice Maxwell," she added, reinforcing her position and attempting to remove any ambiguity. As she continued, her statement took on a more resolute tone, addressing not just her lack of connection, but also her complete absence of knowledge regarding Epstein's crimes. "I have never had any knowledge of Epstein's abuse of his victims. I was never involved in any capacity," she said, underscoring her insistence that she was entirely removed from the events and actions that have since become the subject of widespread condemnation and investigation. Her denial extended further, covering specific allegations and rumors that have circulated over time. "I was not a participant, was never on Epstein's plane, and never visited his private island," she stated, addressing some of the most commonly referenced elements associated with Epstein's network. By explicitly naming these details, she appeared to be confronting the narrative head-on, leaving little room for misinterpretation or speculation. Throughout her nearly 6-minute appearance, Melania Trump maintained a calm and controlled presence, choosing her words with precision. While the content of her remarks was direct, the delivery carried an underlying sense of restraint, as though she was carefully balancing the need to defend herself with the desire to avoid escalating the situation further. The setting, her posture, and the structure of her statement all contributed to an atmosphere of seriousness and intention. In addition to addressing her own position, she acknowledged the existence of a 2002 email chain between herself and Maxwell, which had been released by the Justice Department in January. Rather than denying its authenticity, she confirmed that the communication was real but minimized its significance. She described it as trivial, suggesting that it did not reflect any meaningful relationship or involvement. This acknowledgement, paired with her dismissal of its importance, appeared to be an effort to preempt further scrutiny while maintaining transparency. The inclusion of this detail added another layer to her statement, as it demonstrated a willingness to address documented connections while still firmly rejecting any implication of deeper ties. By framing the exchange as insignificant, she sought to reduce its impact and prevent it from being used to suggest a closer association than she insists existed.